Welcome to the Mother Daughter-ish podcast. It's your mama's favorite podcast.
And the podcast your daughter always wanted.
This is Miss Dawn.
And Angelique.
From the 713. Houston, y'all. Get connected and stay connected weekly as new shows debut on Sunday, Wednesday, and please check out our Saturday Out and About showcases.
Enjoy the show. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell every woman on the planet that you know about our show.
Here's our show for today. Hey ladies, this is your official invitation to join us on the Winner's Circle Cruise in January. We're going to meet in Fort Lauderdale and go through Key West. And then from Key West, we are going to go over to Bimini, Bahamas. If you have not been to the Bahamas in the last year or so, you've got to go. It is so wonderful, so lovely, so awesome. So far, we've got a good group of ladies that are already signed up. The max to go is 24, unless something wild happens, but 24 is the max. If you received the flyer from me, you know that you need to go ahead and get your deposit down. So we'll spend the first day in Fort Lauderdale getting on the cruise. It'll spend a day on the water. We'll get over to Key West, spend a day there. That'll be day 3. And then for day 4, we will be in Bimini, Bahamas, and we will spend an entire day there where we will just foo-la-la, foo-la-la, foo-la-la. And the final day, we will be back in Fort Lauderdale. I do suggest that you get to Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the night before the cruise. I have seen people be left, so don't be one of them. Now, if you want to leave the day we get back, the cruise is going to be back. By the time you get off, it'll be 10. So if you want to book you a flight, book it after 10 or noon. You just saw the beautiful rooms that we are going to be booking. Yes, every room will have a balcony unless you declare otherwise. Now look at that water. Can you tell me you don't want to be there? Look at all of those good markets. You telling me you don't want to be with the Winner's Circle? The Winner's Circle is for women owners of businesses that want to get together with other women from all over different places to be able to mastermind, to talk about our businesses, to grow, to support one another, to hear others' perspectives on how you can do things different in your business to be the best business and to grow your business. Anything that you can't talk about with other people, this is a great time. Join us on the Winner's Circle Cruise. Hey, mothers and daughters, once again, I have a great interview for you today. I have Miss Krista Jennings, and she is a coach and consultant and also one of the leading individuals that can help you to get your sales funnel going. I know that you've probably heard that word funnel before, but if you want to know more, this is the lady that you want to be able to ask questions. Hey, Krista, thanks for joining today.
Thanks. Hi, how are you?
I am doing wonderful. What about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks.
Good. So you are on Zoom all the way from Toronto, Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, well, good. So tell me, what is the name of your company? What do you call your company?
Krista Jennings Enterprise. So I work with small, medium-sized businesses that are looking to grow and scale, looking at their marketing from beginning to end, and beyond, delivering the product or service as well.
Okay, wonderful. And how long have you run that business?
This year will be about 11 years.
11 years. That's pretty good. How are you celebrating that time of running your business? Because one thing I noticed about a lot of us entrepreneurs is as our businesses grow and they get to that very, very mature age, we forget to celebrate. So what do you do to celebrate your years in business?
I always take a trip every year, right? In addition to the other trips that I always, like the other trips that I always take, but also just taking some time to just like reflect and just be grateful, right? That I've made it this far as well. I think sometimes we think about these big extravagant things, but sometimes just having that moment of solitude and reflection definitely helps as well.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. I always like to ask that question because, like I say, I know so many people that I'll say, well, when's the last time you took a vacation? They're like, well, I started my business 12 years ago. I haven't had a vacation since. I'm like, come talk to me.
Right. And vacation doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It can mean
it
it can mean a
could be a
weekend
little
away.
weekend getaway. It could be a little day train ride. It could be just a little
Right. Road
solitude
trip.
reading a book. Yeah. And I'm just like, they think when I say, what are you doing to celebrate? And I say something about vacation, they think I'm talking about, oh, I'm going to go to Paris and I'm going to
Right.
celebrate 14. No,
It doesn't have to be that.
I
Right.
I make this joke all the time. I tell people, I say, listen, if I leave my zip code, that's a vacation.
Right.
That's what I tell them. So, when it came to naming your company, what were some of the important things that you felt about naming it in your particular name? What were some of your thought process on that?
Well, I wanted it to represent me, of course, and
Yes.
people. And that is one of the things that kind of came into it. And also like thinking about it from like a personal brand as well. So yeah.
Perfect, ma'am. Okay, that's very, very smart. Now, let's talk a little bit about your company as far as the specifics. Now, I know that you do coaching and consulting. You have a bestseller book, and then you have this thing that a lot of people thought went out of style in 2010 when they started talking about sales funnels, but that's actually not a truth because this is what you do on a daily basis, right?
Right, right, right.
So, in a quick one, two, three, what would be the top three things that someone needs to start thinking about if they're considering creating a sales funnel? And we're talking about someone who's never done it before. They
Right.
don't know what it is. All they know is that if they do it and they do it well, it can be profitable.
Right. So here's the thing, I would suggest you have to be able to sell what it is that you have to offer manually first before you go ahead and invest time and energy into implementing tools and automation and things like that.
Right.
Be able to sell it manually, understand how it is that you're able to get a client,
Right.
how it is that you're able to deliver that product or service, and
Right.
what kind of interactions you're going to have post-purchase as well, and how
Right.
you're going to continue to nurture a long-standing relationship.
Mhm.
Once you understand that, then you can systemize it, because a lot of times people think that, oh, a sales funnel is just going to solve their problem. And if your messaging is off, if you don't know how to deliver the product or service, if you do not know how to get a client, the
Mhm.
sales funnel won't do, it won't serve its purpose, right? So you really need to understand how it is that you're going to attract, connect, and ultimately convert paying clients and customers for your business.
Right. So what I'm kind of hearing you saying is that before you invest, because there is an investment of
Yes.
creating a sales funnel, make sure you already have fans and followers and buyers so that
Right.
whenever you create your next, they're hungry for it and they will
Right.
continue to, okay, I got it. See, I got that so quick because I was like, as soon as you said make sure you can sell it manually, and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, you got to create an audience first because it's not going to just create itself out of thin air. And I promise you, that I actually feel like that's the what you just said and
Yeah.
explained so clearly to me is that's the piece that I feel like most people who teach about a sales funnel, that's the thing that I feel like they forget to say. And most people with a zero following, a zero audience, zero buyers think the sales funnel is going to solve everything.
No, it's not. It's not a quick fix
Right.
mechanism. You have to know exactly how it is that you're going to serve and show up in the marketplace first. Understand it at the very least.
Uh-huh.
Then you can build out your sales funnel.
Okay, got it. Now you said that you're a best selling author. Tell me about your book. When did you write it? Who was your audience? And
Uh,
tell me the excitement about that.
It was a collaborative effort in 2019.
Hmm?
And I wrote a chapter amongst a few other authors around how to systemize your speaking business. The book is called Speak Up, for in collaboration with the Black Speakers Network.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Whew, bless me. No, I really love collaborative book. I think so far I've probably interviewed three people who have actually, oh boy, bless me, who have actually worked on collaborative books. And I've got maybe three on my shelf that I've done with some folks. I mean, way before 2019. But I'm going to tell you something. Those type of books can be so rewarding because you get okay, so you get a title and then you get to get the input from all the experts or those who are really in that field to figure out their perspective of it. And I actually love to hear different people's perspective. That's why every June and December I do some type of women and success type of series because I want to hear from other women. Because sometimes as entrepreneurs, I'll just say myself as an entrepreneur, the things that you go through as a business owner, you think you're the only one.
Yeah, and
Isn't
it's
it funny?
you're
Like you
not,
think you're
yeah,
the only one going through that, and you talk to 15 other people, and you're like, oh, you.
yeah. Right, right, right. And some people are a little bit more versed on how to navigate some of those spaces. So it's
Yeah,
that you brought that up, because it's important to speak up and talk about those things so that you can be, a resource, give someone some insight.
that's right.
so that you can move forward, right? I think sometimes it's so easy for us to just kind of be in our shell and just kind of think that this is just my problem. I'm the only one that's experiencing it, and then that doesn't allow for you to move forward. So
Yeah. And there's always been a saying, because I've been in business for 26 years, October will be 26 years. And I've always heard this saying, it's lonely at the top. Do you know that I actually almost bought into that it's lonely at the top? And what that meant was that, well, when you get to a certain level in business, it wasn't about money or anything like that, but just when you get to a certain level in business, that you're going to be the only one up there by yourself. It's
no,
just not true. It
no.
can be the saying
Right,
should be, it can be lonely at the top, but you don't have to allow it, because I'm one of those people. I'm going to work hard and I'm going to play hard. So
right.
yeah, you're going to get those two things from me. So let me ask you this: as an entrepreneur and as a female entrepreneur, do you find yourself networking with a lot of other entrepreneurs, or do you kind of go like, well, you know, a lone ship? Because I speak to a lot of women who are like, no, it's just me. Nobody understands me. They don't want to talk about business because they don't have one. How do you handle it and navigate?
I think it's important to have a network, right? I think it's important to have a network. It's important to get out there and meet new people.
Yeah.
I don't believe, I mean, in different seasons of your journey, you're going to need to tap into different, circles. So I think it's just being very strategic. I'm a big introvert, so like the
Oh,
idea of always having to be on and all of that is just not my thing. But
right.
I'm intentional. I think that that's one of the things that it allows for me to do is be very intentional
Mm,
about who I create connections with and who I maintain those connections with as well. Because I think it's one thing to like make those connections, go to those conferences, meet people, but then
mhm.
how are you maintaining those relationships as well?
Exactly. And you're so right about that. Now, let me ask you, because you brought up being an introvert. What are some of the tips that you would give some of the introverts that are just starting a business, that almost do feel like they're all alone because, one, they're an introvert, so they're not talking to people and telling folks they're not networking because that's not their thing, and that's okay. What are some tips that you would give them, since you have been in business for 11 years and you happen to be an introvert?
Well, here's the thing. An introvert just means that you renew your energy by being alone. So a lot
Right.
of times people
Right.
use it as a crutch to say, well, oh, it's not my thing. It's like, well, is making money your thing? Is building a successful and thriving and profitable business your thing, right? So you have to step outside of your comfort zone. I remember when I just started out and the idea of being on camera was like so daunting. Now it's almost like second nature. I can do it without
Actually,
thinking, right?
yeah.
So it's just really about showing up for yourself and understanding why it is that you're doing it.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be nervous. It's okay, but you just get going, right? Practice becomes permanent,
It
and
does.
you want to instill the things that are going to propel your brand forward. So showing up is going to really and truly help in that sense.
That is so good that you were able to explain that. I know for me, I'm an introvert and an extrovert at the same time, but more of an extrovert. And so I have that balance, but there are a lot of people who pick one side or the other.
Right.
And so, is there anything else that you want to share with us about your business? Because I want to know, like, the fun stuff you get to do in your business, the things that keep you up at night in your business. Those are the kind of things I want to know.
I like to see when women, especially women of color, show up really powerful in their business. Like even working with them, creating strategies is how they're going to expand their market share, how it is that they're going to leverage the sales funnel that they already have that's converting to be able to attract higher quality clients, customers, and even create other offerings as well. And just even strengthening their messaging. I think it's very important regardless of what stage it is that you are in business. Think about the messaging that you're putting out there, because that's going to allow for you to attract the right kinds of people into your business. So those are some things I would suggest.
That's so very important. So what's next in your business? Because, of course, our world is ever changing. Things are changing. A lot of AI is being incorporated. What's next for your business? Because we all have to be thinking about these type of things in our business on an annual basis. It's not just because AI is coming in. It's just
Right.
because we're in business and it's ever evolving. What's
Right.
next for you in your business?
I'm doing more training. Like I really like teaching and training small groups. So that is one of the things that I'm
Yeah.
expanding on, and I want to do so. I'm in the midst of like arranging some things to do so a little bit more traveling and teaching as well. So I have a few
Yes.
things in the pipeline. So yes, I like to teach. I like to see people learn things and actually implement it, and I like traveling to different places as well. So
Me too. I
uh
love it. I love it.
yeah.
a lot of people that I've talked to, they're like, man, they wish they could travel, entrepreneurs, they wish they could travel more. And I go, well, what's stopping you? And I never do get a real answer. It's more of a, well, you can't travel with everybody. I'm like, I
But else.
I put a whole organization together in 2022 just for business women who love to travel. But then also we can do iron, sharpening iron type of thing. We mastermind together. We do all kinds of things. And it's been really, really rewarding because that's the scene that I like to be in, is with women that are supporting women. And so when I do talk to other women who love to travel, you just don't even know how, like when you just said a few minutes ago, you like to travel, and I was just like, I got so excited because I'm like, I feel it. I
Right,
feel
right,
what you're saying, because that is so important. Again, back to the work hard, play hard. And if we
right.
keep that balance, it can get a little bit kind of like spicy, because you're like, man, I'm the only one doing this by me, especially when you're a solopreneur.
Yes.
Not all of us have like 17 people on our team.
Right,
And
right,
if we
right.
do, they're like
Okay.
virtual. If we
And
do, they're virtual assistants that we've never seen before. But just
right,
sitting in this office with me, it's just me. And when I close that curtain, it's just
right,
like, like on the Wizard of Oz, just, sitting behind the curtain, making the things happen.
right.
So having that balance is just so important. So I want you to know you have ignited and sparked an excitement in me to know that
Yeah.
you are that same kind of person. Now I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna leave this.
Okay.
We're going to put that in the back of our mind. But as you know, you and I started a project that I think we need to get back to.
Yes. And actually,
Okay.
I'm coming to your city in August, so we need to connect
When in August?
early August.
Okay, let me know, because my travel group of ladies will be in Panama City, Panama, the 8th through the 12th.
I'm coming on the
Let me know.
7th.
This Okay, that'll be the day before. So if it's the day before, reach out to me. I'll make sure you have my phone number and everything.
Okay.
That's gonna be awesome. Are you here for training, for business, for fun, for
Yeah, I'm speaking and teaching at an event.
Okay, what type of event is it?
It's a sales network event.
Okay, awesome. Congratulations on everything that you are doing. That is so, so exciting. So just what I just said we needed to do, put that, file that to the back
Yes,
of your mind. And I still have all of the information that we were
yes.
working on. I kept everything in a binder, and I said, sometimes timing is everything.
Yeah,
And when you get back to it, it gets even better. And
right.
the reason I say that is because you also just said something that I've been working on for probably like the last 8 months, is the getting back out and the getting back into the teaching space of traveling, along with, having, a little fun to meet people and things
Yeah.
like that too, but being very strategic and specific with the individuals that, working with. And so I think that we were on to something that was very magnificent, and I'd like to see us get back to that. So I'll wait to hear from you on how you'd like to do that.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Are you working on any new books or anything like that? What are you working on that's new right now?
Training. I'm just really developing like my signature training, and that's something that I want to like see come into fruition in a bigger way than
Yeah.
just virtually. I really like doing virtual, but also I think there's something really powerful about showing up in person and teaching
Oh, that's something
and
so.
having that heart to heart with people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I tell people all the time, there's nothing like a face to face. it, it
mhm.
it's like you can call your mom on the phone every day and you can talk to her, but it's different to meet somebody, see them face to face.
Certain
You
person.
can talk to your kids every day on the phone, but it's just something about seeing them face to face. You can work with all the business partners you want to, but there's
Mhm.
something about meeting them face to face. The energy transfers a little bit different than it does.
Right,
It can be very exciting, and you can get
right,
a energy through these computers. Yes, of course you can,
right.
but something magnificent happens when it is absolutely face to face.
For sure, for sure, for sure, for
Anything
sure.
else you'd like to share with our audience?
No, I think this was good, right? I think this was good.
You.
I It's kind
Thank
of
you.
got people thinking, and and of course, if anyone wants to reach out or have any questions about a sales funnel or your strategy, just let me know. I'm here to
That would
support.
be so awesome. And in the description bar for YouTube, it will have all of your links on how to get to you. My final question, when you're coaching and you're consulting, who's your typical type of client that's perfect for
For
you?
me, I like to say my perfectly aligned client is someone who's been in business upwards of 5 years, and they're
Mm-hmm.
thinking about how it is that they can expand. So they have something that's working, they've got some rhythm, already, and they're thinking about how it is that they can move to the next level. How is it that they can start to attract better quality clients?
Right.
Maybe they're thinking about bringing another arm into their business, whether that's speaking, whether that's a book, whether that's, offering corporate trainings, things like that. Just really thinking about how it is that they can package what they already have and
Mhm.
leverage it in a bigger way. So those are my perfectly aligned clients.
Wow. Give me one example of a client that you worked with that it just all aligned very well and their results were awesome.
So I have a client that while she's still working in her corporate 9 to 5, she has a really successful coaching business,
Okay.
and she's working with a lot of times she's working with other women who are navigating like they've been in long-term relationships, and now they've decided to end those relationships, and they're thinking about how it is that they're going to navigate this new version of themselves and navigating. So we created a package where she can shop it to corporate companies and organizations on how to cultivate better relationships, and of course being able to better cultivate those relationships, they can have a more wholesome company culture, and just thinking about in other ways in which you can leverage what it is that you're doing
Okay.
to have a bigger impact and to be able to connect with people on a deeper level, and not just necessarily just one-on-one or in just like your really small group settings, but thinking about how it is that you can do that in the corporate world as well.
Okay. And you know what? That's so important that you said that because there are so many entrepreneurs that are trying to figure out how to transition out, but they're still working in the corporate world or working a
Yeah.
traditional 9 to 5 job and trying to figure out how to wiggle their way out of it. And I think what you're doing is really awesome because you can teach them how to match those profits. Because I'm gonna tell you, when I left corporate America, that was my number one thing. I wanted to match the income that I was making through the new business that took me 2 years to get up and going and to be able
Right,
to that corporate before I walked away and said, okay, I'm done. So I
right,
think that what you're doing is really helping them to, okay, here's how you maximize on that so that once you do match that, then people start thinking, you know what, I think I can go out.
right, right,
Nobody
right,
in their right mind is going to go from earning, let's just say, however much money a month to I'm
right,
not sure how much I'm going to earn this month. So you
right.
have to have like a real realistic plan in place. Now, when you're coaching them, I know you're consulting them, but when you're
Mhm.
coaching them, is there a lot of how to say this, getting their mind right that you have to do as well, you know?
No, because I mean, like for a lot of the people who are reaching out to me and becoming my clients, they've already done or they're consistently doing a lot of the mindset work. So it's
Yeah.
not that like they don't feel as if like, okay, I can't do this. It's just like I just need to be equipped with the right tools, resources,
Around those
the
people. Yeah.
feedback, the insights, so that they can move forward. And I really like that go-getter attitude. So yeah, but I mean, sometimes people do struggle a little bit with their mindset if they're newer, or maybe something happened, maybe they had
Right.
a launch and it wasn't quite as successful as they had anticipated. We all go through those like ebbs and flows, but generally people's mindset, it's pretty on point. Yeah.
That's so true. Well, thank you so much, Miss Krista Jennings
Oh,
from Krista
no
Jennings
worries.
Enterprises. I appreciate you being my guest today, and I have
Thank
enjoyed
you.
every bit of it. You have just, you've given me all of everything that I knew that you could, and that's why I invited you on here. But I wanted to be able to share you with our audience as well so that they can see that there are other magnificent women out here doing some really great things and then turn around and helping other people in the world to live their best life as an
Right,
entrepreneur as well.
right,
So
right.
thank you so much. And again, if you are looking to learn more about what Miss Krista Jennings offers, her website, her social media links, and her bio will be in the description bar. And until next time, mothers and daughters, bye.
Right.
Hey, ladies, this is your official invitation to join us on the Winner's Circle Cruise in January. We're going to meet in Fort Lauderdale and go through Key West. And then from Key West, we are going to go over to Bimini, Bahamas. If you have not been to the Bahamas in the last year or so, you've got to go. It is so wonderful, so lovely, so awesome. So far, we've got a good group of ladies that are already signed up. The max to go is 24, unless something wild happens, but 24 is the max. If you received the flyer from me, you know that you need to go ahead and get your deposit down. So we'll spend the first day in Fort Lauderdale getting on the cruise. It'll spend a day on the water. We'll get over to Key West, spend a day there. That'll be day 3. And then for day 4, we will be in Bimini, Bahamas, and we will spend an entire day there where we will just foo la la, foo la la, foo la la. And the final day, we will be back in Fort Lauderdale. I do suggest that you get to Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the night before the cruise. I have seen people be left, so don't be one of them. Now, if you want to leave the day we get back, the cruise is going to be back. By the time you get off, it'll be 10. So if you want to book you a flight, book it after 10 or noon. You just saw the beautiful rooms that we are going to be booking. Yes, every room will have a balcony unless you declare otherwise. Now look at that water. Can you tell me you don't want to be there? Look at all those good markets. You telling me you don't want to be with the Winner's Circle? The Winner's Circle is for women owners of businesses that want to get together with other women from all over different places to be able to mastermind, to talk about our businesses, to grow, to support one another, to hear others' perspectives on how you can do things different in your business to be the best business and to grow your business. Anything that you can't talk about with other people, this is a great time. Join us on the Winner's Circle Cruise.